What is up, my most amazing Mediaman fans? This is the Mediaman, and I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. I do want to thank, before I get going on this review, I want to thank Witchbeam, not only for making a really fun top-down shooter, but for sending me a review copy of the game. So, thank you guys, and let's get going. First, I want to kind of get out of the way. A lot of people ask about story. Is there a lot of story? Not really. It's par for the course. It's fun, little story. There's nothing to write home about. I'm not even really going to talk about it because it's just mostly excuse to blast things. So, what I do want to talk about, and I think is really cool, is this mechanic they do. This kind of harkens back to the days of when we just kind of blew stuff up and got the highest score we could possibly get. And you know, just kept trying to beat that score. As you know, you start with less than a D. There's actually a worse score you can get, and you can get up to I believe an S. I've gotten A before. I haven't gotten S yet. But so you know, it's all score based. And one of the cool things about this game, you'll see in just a little bit, is you don't actually technically die. Unlike most games, you don't disappear and evaporate. You just get right back up. I'll show you that mechanic in just a minute. But you're an android, so you have this battery. You just kind of saw it show up, and that gives you more battery life, basically. And once that depletes, then your game is over. But as long as that's still going, as long as you keep getting the recharge stuff, you can keep going. You get knocked down and you can get up again. So really cool mechanic. Really enjoyed that. Just, it actually made it kind of even more frantic because you're trying to get the battery, and sometimes it's in a good place and sometimes it's surrounded by enemies, and when you get knocked down you do get kind of stunned, so it's not like you can just get right back up. It's not too long, but it's still, if you're trying to get the battery, as it floats away, you know, it does kind of build some tension. But I didn't mind. There wasn't any moment where I wanted to throw my controller. You know, as much as I quote unquote died, I just kept going. And when you get knocked down, when you get stunned and the enemies surround you, you can just press A and it pushes them away a little bit, so you have a little more space to kind of get your stuff together, so you don't die again. As you can see, the battery does deplete, but you can just retry the level. The game is, to me, so much fun that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me. That to me is good game design. And one of the other things I want to, you know, kind of mention right now is just how cool the game looks. I'm playing this on an Xbox One X with my brother. Thank you, brother, for helping with the co-op part of this. And the visuals are just really crisp, really clean. I mean, obviously it's not going to win any, you know, graphics of the year awards or anything like that, but especially for what it is one of the, I think, the best looking top-down shooters I've seen, especially in the indie realm. So good job, Witchbeam, on that for sure. But the game is just completely frantic. One of the great things about this is something I miss in games, and they're kind of bringing back a little bit, is co-op. And this is an absolute blast, pun intended, with two people. It's really fun with one, but even better with two people. So, and you get power-ups throughout the game. There's a power-up where you grow wings and you go really fast. There's another one where I think you've already seen, where you get two little pods that kind of surround you, and you know, they add to, like I just got right there, they add to the firepower. There's another one that freezes enemies. So there is a lot of ways to take out the enemies. But you know, in some ways it's not an easy game. But not in the sense that it's frustrating, simply in the sense that, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff happening on screen at once. Which I think where the Xbox One X difference comes in. Now with the S, I didn't see a whole lot of slowdown or anything like that. I didn't notice that. I played it on both, but the X is definitely a smoother experience, and it is a game that was enhanced for it, which is quite impressive. But like I said, gorgeous game. I love the soundtrack, especially the game over screen has a really catchy tune. Me and my brother were sitting there just kind of jamming out to it while looking at the retry screen, trying to decide if we wanted to go for another round. And that's one of the biggest strengths of this game, is you keep wanting to go for another round. It's just that much fun. Like I said, I didn't mind dying because I didn't mind going back in and taking out some more androids. You know, when they get harder and harder as they go, these big guys were pushovers at first, then they started shooting these things out. But you know, definitely recommended. The sound is great. I mean, again, nothing that's going to blow you away. There's an amazing voice acting, just, you know, kind of cutesy voices. But I love the soundtrack. Things blowing up just is very satisfying. And really, one of the reasons I really love this game is that, to me, it's a spiritual successor to one of my favorite Dreamcast games, a game that I used to play with a friend of mine, Adam. Hey, hope you're doing well. But we used to play this game for hours, and it was called Cannon Spike. It was released back on the Dreamcast in 2000. If you have a Dreamcast, look this game up. It was an absolutely fantastic game. But this is very much, to me, a spiritual successor to that. Whether they did that on purpose or not, I don't know. But it's definitely a love letter to the top-down shooters, and really one of the best-looking top-down shooters I've seen. So just an absolute fantastic game. I recommend it. You know, if you have friends, especially. But if you don't have any friends, that's okay. It's fun single-player as well. You know, and you can pick from 5 different characters. I can give you screenshots if you want to see them or whatever. Let me know. But you can pick from different various characters, and each of them has a secondary secondary weapon. Like a Cactus, who's the main character, has basically a torch, a flamethrower, not a torch, and this other character has bombs. So just really, really good stuff. Definitely recommend this game. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. So pick it up. It should be on the Xbox Microsoft Store right now as we speak. Give it a shot. If you know, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining me and for helping my channel grow. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.